What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Kerrigan, your fourth and pain champ from the week. I'm here with Adam Carriker and Chuck Carroll, ready to break down the Oakland game and get into some other stuff this week on Fourth and Pain.
I like that. You know, he got so excited he hit the number on the phone, but that's that enthusiasm that we can only bring to the table here on Fourth and Pain, the only football and pro wrestling show to be hosted by an NFL player and, of course, the weight loss champion. With me, as always, Redskins defensive end Adam Carriker.
I love it. Ryan Kerrigan, the champ, is here. I love it, man. That was awesome.
Indeed. Former wrestling announcer giving that promo 2 thumbs up. Chuck Carroll here. Follow the show on Twitter at Fourth and Pain, where we tweet out new shows each and every weekday, 1 p.m. Eastern. Shows just like this. And the cat's out of the bag. For the first time this year, we have a Fourth and Pain champion, a guy that tied for having the most championship belts last year, starts off on fire again. Ryan Kerrigan, how are you today, sir?
I'm great. Glad to be back on.
Hey, man, and we're very glad to have you back on.
I got to ask a question right off the bat. Now, how do you feel about this, Ryan? Last offseason, we were talking about John Cena and comparing wrestlers to football players, and Chuck compared you to John Cena. How do you feel about that?
Well, wow. I mean, that's pretty high praise. I mean, he's all that is wrestling, in my opinion. So, I mean, for you to say that about me, that's pretty high praise.
You see that? I knew he would go for that. Adam, you thought that I was short-selling Kerrigan when I made the Cena comparison, but no. I said this is a perfect match for my man, Ryan.
You tend to do some short selling on a normal basis. I compared Tim Tebow to John Cena. No disrespect. To me, Ryan Kerrigan is what happens when an Abercrombie and Fitch if an Abercrombie and Fitch model and Arnold Schwarzenegger had a baby.
Wow.
That to me is Ryan Kerrigan.
Wow. You know, he comes on the show and gets that kind of abuse. Retort, Ryan?
How is that abuse? That's a compliment. How's that abuse?
Abercrombie and Fitch and who?
And Arnold Schwarzenegger had a baby. How is that a compliment? Or an insult? That's a compliment.
I'm not an Abercrombie and Fitch guy. I can't speak for you two, but
Ryan,
I'm not
is that an insult or a compliment? I meant it as a compliment. I insult Chuck all the time, but he deserves it.
Hopefully more of the Schwarzenegger side, that's for sure.
I like it.
Speaking with Ryan Kerrigan here on Fourth and Pain. Wacky start to the interview, but let's talk a little bit about Pigskin. You guys on a much-deserved bye this weekend, but coming off that big win in Oakland, getting that goose egg off of the back, how important was that victory over the Raiders, Ryan?
Oh, it was huge. It was, the season certainly didn't start out the way we had all anticipated, and, being 0-3, 0-4 just wasn't a possibility, and we went out there with that mentality and got a big win against a good Oakland team.
Yeah, and despite the slow start to the season, now 1-4, you've been playing exceptionally well. I believe you're tied for the lead in sacks in the NFC. You've got 5. I mean, what do you attribute your fast start to this year?
I've been fortunate to be put in some situations where I've had the chance to make plays and I've been able to capitalize. Our D tackles really this year are doing a great job of getting a lot of push inside and not allowing the quarterbacks to step up. And Rack and I and DT have been able to rush on the edge a little more, and that's really helped us out from a pass rush standpoint.
I was watching the Atlanta Falcons play on Sunday night versus the Patriots, and I saw that Jeremy Trueblood was the starting right tackle for them, and you're going to face him later this year, and he was here this past offseason. And Tony Pashos was here this past offseason. You faced him in Oakland this past Sunday. Do you think it helps that you practice against these guys on a daily basis when you play Tony this past weekend and Jeremy when we play the Falcons, or do you think it's even because they went against you? Do you feel that gave you an edge at all?
I'd say it's a little even. I mean, Pashos knew what to expect from me. I knew what to expect from him, and then I'm sure the same thing will be true for Trueblood when we face the Falcons later down the road.
Now, here's an interesting question for you. The bye week falls relatively early in the Redskins' schedule. Are you a fan of having that early bye, Ryan, or would you prefer to have it a couple of weeks from now when you guys are a little more nicked up, could really use the rest?
I kind of prefer the later bye. Like last year, we were in week 9. Like we played, week 10, I think, was the bye week last year, and that was pretty nice because we had gone. We had played a number of games, and then we're able to, like you said, we were a little nicked up and got some rest. But you can't control that. Just gotta take advantage of it still and try to get healed up and just ready for the next week.
Speaking with Ryan Kerrigan here on Fourth and Pain, our first Fourth and Pain champion of the year. Talking about the bye week, I got to ask, what are your plans? What do you do with this time off?
Well, rest, do a lot of rest, sleep in. Haven't been able to do much of that, so definitely going to sleep in a little bit, but still work out a little bit. Also plan to, go home and see the family, and my sister's playing college volleyball this year, so I get to go see one of her games, so that'll be exciting. And so yeah, I'm pretty low key, but staying in shape is the priority.
Absolutely. Now, you're going to be happy to be, well rested headed into Dallas week. That's a huge game with perhaps a lead in the division on the line.
Yeah, it's a big game, and it's kind of funny how the NFC has worked out so far this year. I mean, we were 0-3, and now we're 1-3, and yet when we play Dallas, we'll be playing for a share of the division lead. So it's a big early season game, and it'll be huge if we can go down there and get a big road win.
Ryan Kerrigan here on Fourth and Pain, and let's step away from the field for a moment. I've seen that you've been doing all sorts of wacky man-on-the-street type videos. I know I saw one of you having fun with fans at training camp, I do believe, and then more recently you tricked some people out at Modell's. I have to wonder, did we get the ball rolling on this wackiness by giving you the belt 4 times last season?
Maybe you did. I mean, I've been able to capitalize on this shtick a little bit early in this season. So hopefully I haven't exhausted all of my opportunities with it.
Yeah, you see that? That's a true performer right there, already using the term shtick.
I like it. Now I want to transfer the interview just a little bit from pro football to college football, because I don't know if a lot of people know, but my alma mater, Nebraska, is going to trounce Purdue, your alma mater, in a couple of weeks. How you feel about that, Ryan?
Hey man, I got my schools back all day, every day. We're gonna. I believe it's at Purdue, so hope your boys are ready for Ross-Ade Stadium.
I hope. What's the name of the stadium?
Ross-Ade Stadium.
Okay, I don't know how to say that. I hope your stadium is ready for a red out, because that's what's going to happen, baby. And we're gonna steamroll the Boilermakers, whatever that is.
Well, now here's the real question. I mean, Ryan, you're busy, but I'm sure that you've gotten a chance to check in on Purdue a little bit this season. How is their offense looking? Because just playing the impartial devil's advocate here, I would say that the black shirt defense has been leaving a little something to be desired. Little chance for Purdue to pull this one out at home.
How is that impartial?
Because I say so.
It's not impartial.
Yes, it is.
Well, Purdue's got a new head coach this year, and they've had their struggles offensively, but also at the same time we've seen progress in a lot of areas, particularly on the offensive line. So Purdue's on a bye this week, and hopefully they can take that time to use that as extra preparation and really get ready for Nebraska.
Yeah, you see that? Well rested. Got to make you nervous, Adam.
Hey, I'm joking around, but in all seriousness, what's your prediction for the game, Ryan?
I'm going to go Purdue 24, Nebraska. I'll give Nebraska 20.
You're going to give us 20. That's how generous of you. I think it will be a close game. I think Purdue, I believe they're 1-3, 1-4, something like that. We're 3-1, but I don't know that the records completely indicate what Purdue can do. They played Notre Dame tough. Not that they're that great, right, Chuck? But anyways, my prediction, that was a rhetorical question. My prediction, I think it'll be a higher scoring game. I'm thinking like maybe 31-28 Nebraska. I'll give Purdue 28 points. How's that sound?
How generous of you.
You want to put a little bet on the game, a friendly wager? Like maybe you tweet out a picture in a Nebraska shirt if we win, and I do the same for Purdue if you guys win?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
I love it.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, last question for you. Just curious, I want to pick your brain a little bit about this Big Ten expansion. Got some new teams coming in. You got Maryland coming in. I believe Rutgers is the other team. So you've gone from Big Ten to mid-teens at this point?
Big 14 or something?
Yeah.
I think about 14, yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's good. I know the Big Ten has had it's the branding of the Big Ten has always been big, but now it's to have that expanded out on the East Coast, and especially in the New Jersey market like Rutgers, and on the East Coast with the Maryland, it's good for the conference, and it adds good competition in really all sports. So I think it's a win-win.
Ryan Kerrigan, best of luck for the remainder of the season, and congratulations on being our first Fourth and Pain champion of the year.
All right, thanks, guys. Always a pleasure.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate it, man. Keep knocking quarterbacks on their Rudy Poo candy ass.
Will do, man.
This is Fourth and Pain. We'll be right back.